Service does not end just because you're not wearing a camouflage uniform on your body. I've made it a very important part of my life to say, I won't forget those men and women that still serve, that come home every single day, whether it's physical wounds or mental, emotional wounds, to help them understand that they too can overcome, that they too can persevere. Well, I was fresh out of high school, and I looked at it, it would be a great opportunity for me to be able to travel, be independent, you know, learn a lot of things about life. It would give me an amazing opportunity to be able to give back to a country that was attacked just a few months before. However, I never really grasped the idea or accepted that I can find myself in Iraq. The 5th of April of 2003, we received orders that we were going to have to meet up with another company and go secure an area just north of Karbala.
On our way up north, we were clearing every city all the way up, you know, sometimes working 36, 48 hours straight.
They said, okay, Martinez, it's your turn to drive. Jump in the driver's seat, and without hesitation, I jumped in the driver's seat. And my passenger, the TC, jumped in, the guy sitting behind him, and the gunner, which was Justin Hart.
Got back into the truck. I was manning the 50 cal. JR was a driver. We got our TC, which was the truck commander, and we all moved into the city. And next thing I know, I woke up and I was laying on the ground.
I felt the boom, but then there was this everything slowed down.
And I heard someone screaming and yelling in the background.
The next thing I remember is being pinned inside the vehicle and screaming and yelling at the top of my lungs for someone to please come pull me out of the vehicle and save my life.
And they went out back to, you know, try to get JR. I was still screaming and yelling at that time.
I felt completely hopeless, and I thought to myself, my life is going to completely end here.
His uniform was literally like sticking to his skin.
And then I felt this excruciating pain coming over my face, and I kept trying to touch my face. And every time I got close to my face, my sergeant came in and he knocked my hands down.
But they got him out, and they pulled him back to the cargo, and we were medevaced out together.
I remember laying in the hospital bed, and coming out of my coma, I saw nurses and doctors in the room, all wearing green scrubs. And then I finally looked over to the right, and I saw my mom standing by my bedside, and I, raised my hand up and, told her I loved her. As a burn survivor, depending on the severity of your injury, the severity of your burn, they literally still have to clean your body in the shower. And it is extremely painful, extremely painful. And then of course, the second difficult part was seeing my face and seeing my body for the first time. And when I saw my face and saw my body, I initially just kind of fell to this place where my life is over. What's the point of all of this? And one morning, my mom walked into my room and she pretty much, laid it down. And she said, listen, whoever's gonna be in your life for whatever reason, they're gonna be in your life for who you are as a person and not what you look like. I'm a strong believer that everything in life happens for a reason. One of the nurses came up to me and asked me to visit one of her patients that had just arrived from Iraq and was having a tough time after seeing his body. I went into the room and I just walked up to the bed and I just had a conversation with the guy. After about 40 minutes, I walked out of his room and I was able to realize that I had this positive effect on him.
When he was having treatment, he chose to be a mentor and to help others through that pain. To see someone like him really gives you hope that you can do it too.
And so I got involved to actually become a spokesman to help raise awareness and raise money. And I found myself all of a sudden doing all this press. And I thought to myself, I want to keep doing this. And then in 2008, I get this email from a friend of mine saying, hey, there's an opportunity on this show called All My Children where they're looking for a real life veteran that possibly has some acting experience. I called. They said, we'd love for you to come in and visit. I went in a couple days later and I visited with them, and who would have thunk it that, I would have ended up getting the part.
Here's someone who not only is charismatic, is inspiring to others, but he's taken on a considerable challenge, a physical challenge.
I was kind of nervous, you know, when I joined dancing, and thinking how military guys would give me a hard time seeing me in those rhinestone outfits. And I thought to myself, man, they're never gonna let me live that down.
I watched every episode, and I can say that. I also voted as many times as I possibly could.
To know that there was a community of service members, of our troops, you know, on Facebook or social media pulling for me, it really was an amazing honor. I've known about the DAV for years. Everybody hears about what they do, you know. Continuously providing resources, continuously helping individuals, fighting for their benefits, fighting for their rights.
And that's what our organization really is all about, you know, is going ahead and finding out not only how to help yourself, but how to help others.
I signed up for 3 years in 2002. It was cut short in 2003. And, you know, but I kind of re-enlisted and said I want to do a lifelong membership of service.